And here we go.
Un avenir où les hommes se déplaceraient dans des véhicules autonomes, c'est dorénavant plus qu'envisageable. De nouveaux logiciels issus du développement de l'intelligence artificielle et conçus dans l'idée de remplacer la conduite humaine émergent et de plus en plus de partenariats naissent entre des constructeurs automobiles et des entreprises high-tech. L'une d'elles, NVIDIA, spécialiste de la carte graphique, a organisé à Munich une conférence technologique sur le sujet de l'adaptation de l'IA au secteur des transports. Rencontre avec 3 exposants, Volkswagen, Continental et Virtual Vehicles. Cette année, le laboratoire de recherche Volkswagen a présenté son premier concept car lors du GTU. C'est un school bus, un bus scolaire, véhicule dédié aux enfants qui se veut ludique, confortable et sécurisé.
Autonomous vehicles are a huge opportunity for every car maker actually, because nowadays you need a driver license in order to drive a car and to go from A to B. But to have individual mobility for everybody means as well for kids, for elderlies, for just people with different abilities, it's a huge chance. Not just for a car maker in order to have more people as a customer, but as well for the society, because it kind of democratizes cities and, for instance, connects neighborhoods who are not so well connected better than before actually.
Daniel Shapiro, directeur senior de l'automobile, nous explique comment l'entreprise adapte l'IA à ce secteur.
Developing self-driving vehicles, cars, trucks, shuttles, all types of vehicles will be autonomous, and we're developing a whole scalable solution that goes from fully autonomous with no steering wheel or pedals all the way down to a driver assistance system.
La conception automobile a toujours requis des tests effectués par des simulateurs, mais avec les véhicules autonomes, la question de la perception de l'environnement est tellement prioritaire que les constructeurs utilisent la réalité virtuelle. Virtual Vehicles est le centre de recherche leader de l'automobile en Autriche. Il s'intéresse à l'image qu'aura le véhicule de demain. Il détermine des technologies, des logiciels et des simulateurs.
Autonomous cars have to do 3 things mainly. They have to sense, they have to plan, and they have to act. Sensing means having all those sensors working together. So one of the big issues on the research side is sensor fusion, making sure that radar, LiDAR systems, as well as cameras and everything else somehow work together. The next thing is ACT, of course. You generate a lot of data during the process of sensing. So we usually generate about 15, 20 terabytes of data a day. And you have to process it and make sense out of it. So work with several companies doing that. So we have good relations with NVIDIA, we work with ZF, we work with others. And then, of course, the car has to act. So we have to make absolutely sure that the data that we generate is 100% reliable in order that the car does exactly what we expect it to do. And there's still a lot of research to do in order to get it on the streets.
There's a lot of things that come into play when making a driving decision. And so what we're able to do is, with our system, be able to have superhuman levels of perception. We're able to understand a full 360 degrees around the car. We're able to track everything that's moving. We understand, then can predict what is going to happen. Drive constellation is something for the data center that lets us simulate in virtual reality actually driving on the road. So we take our car computer and all the software and we put it in a server. A different server is generating the environment. We're simulating what the cameras, what the radar, what the LiDAR would see. We feed that into our drive computer. It runs its algorithms and then makes the driving decision, which we feed back into the simulator. So we're able to virtually drive billions of miles in VR without having to put cars on the road. And the advantage here, of course, is we can test all kinds of situations. We can test driving in the rain or the snow, or at sunrise or sunset, or simulate very hazardous conditions, different scenarios, and ensure that our car does the right thing.
Permettre à tous de pouvoir se déplacer en véhicule motorisé sans forcément détenir de permis, c'est aussi le rêve de ces concepteurs qui ont à cœur ces challenges sociaux.
We have technological challenges, and for instance here with NVIDIA we're trying to solve some of them. And then we have all the challenges in the city actually. So you need a good service provider. Our partner Moya, or our startup Moya, is working on the service layer, for instance. And then to just get to get mobility as a service to every city is something that you have to, negotiate with city by city, because every city is different. They have, every country has different legislation, different needs, different infrastructure. And of course, you want to integrate our service in the existing infrastructure. Young kids, they can't read, so you can't expect them to read all the information from a screen. That's why we have a voice user interface. Then as well, young kids, we don't want to let them travel alone. That's why we introduced a companion for them. Every kid comes with their own companion, which is in their favorite color. And whenever they have a need, and this could be basic needs like they need to pee, or they don't know where they are, or they just want to talk to mommy, then they can just reach out to the companion and say, hey, I want to talk to mommy, or I need to pee, and then the vehicle can react accordingly. So what the kids first demanded actually was to be at ease and to have a quiet space. I mean, we have dedicated screens in there, and the kids can learn and play if they want to. But first of all, if they don't want that, they can just sit and look outside the windows and just dream, actually.
The automated car of the future is, of course, highly connected, not only to infrastructure, but also to other cars. So there will be some security issues coming along. Of course, we have to make absolutely sure that the car is still safe, that it's still comfortable, and it's affordable. So you'd like to have some technical progress that's also still accessible to as many people as possible.
Les entreprises high-tech rendent possible différents niveaux de conduite autonome grâce à leur logiciel, un partage de compétences qui enrichit la recherche.
So we've developed a whole self-driving car computer. We call it NVIDIA Drive AGX. These are autonomous vehicle processors called Xavier that are able to process all the information coming in from sensors and enable the car using AI to make safe driving decisions. So we announced with Volvo that they're using our Drive AGX Xavier for their assisted driving systems. And we're developing many different types of solutions with them and their suppliers to enable both level 2 or advanced level 2 driving, where there's still a human behind the wheel, but the car is able to take on and assist in a lot of cases, up through higher levels of autonomy where you can do hands-free, you can do feet-free, and at times the car will just drive itself. You don't have to worry about it.
L'équipementier automobile Continental nous parle de ce que leur apportent les outils technologiques NVIDIA.
We know how to have systems drive autonomously. With this cube, we call it, continental urban mobility experience, we want to extend the limits and test and find out what we can else do for use cases for our customers or the people we will transport to the town. So with this advanced engineering element, we are doing the training for ourselves, what is else needed for making level 4 and up to 5 autonomous driving possible.
I think we will see normal cars for a long time still, because first of all, people like to drive, and then not in every place of the world, autonomous driving at the moment makes sense. So I think we will have a long period where you have mixed traffic, autonomous vehicles and human-driven vehicles. But let me guess, in 100 years, maybe everything will be, all the cars will be autonomous.
It will come into the world incrementally, so we will see assistance systems coming closer and entering into the cars. So it will not be a huge step, but rather a few small little steps.
I can't imagine not having an AI car. I drive one today, I've driven one for a couple of years, and my car gets software updates, just like your phone. And so I can't imagine you would buy a phone today that was not software updatable. And I think the same will be true for cars. I'm that way. I want to be able to get new features, new capabilities, new experiences in my car, and a software updatable car lets you do that.
Le secteur de l'automobile et ses concepteurs sont stimulés par ces innovations et voient l'avenir du véhicule changer. L'alliage de l'automobile et de l'high-tech est une combinaison gagnante sur laquelle il faudra tout de même faire preuve de patience et continuer à effectuer des tests et des recherches.